It is what it is. People wait for the perfect opportunity. There is no perfect opportunity. You just gotta get done. Sometimes no matter what. Even when it hurts. Even you gotta cut people off. Sometimes it is what it is. You get tested in this world to see how bad you want things. And sometimes you fail your test, well that's your answer. You didn't want it that bad. You failed your test. Move on.
Yeah, literally everything is an opportunity.
Man.
Everything. Like every second of the day. That's the law of attraction. Just when you're not conscious, you don't see these opportunities. When you start thinking positively, you start noticing these different opportunities, and then they can lead to some small, awesome fruit down the road.
I don't think it's our faults. I think since birth we're programmed to look for others for help.
Yeah.
Even in a lot of, no disrespect, even a lot of religious literature, we're programmed to look for outside help. We're not realizing that if we're spiritual beings, we can be our own demons or our own angels with our actions, with our free will.
Yeah, absolutely. That's the thing about enlightenment. It's just we've been indoctrinated into all this social conditioning, right?
Yeah.
And it's really more about unlearning rather than
exactly.
learning. Right?
Forgetting what you've been taught and putting together the pieces yourself. But to get more context, you got to have more answers. That's why you got to go search for the answers. We're programmed. Those are programmed from birth. Not talk to people of certain races or people of certain financial circles or people of certain religions. Well, now I see, dude, that's to hold you back.
Yeah.
You can learn, just like in Niccolo Machiavelli's book about the prince, you can learn things from some of the most evil people if you can see past the evil.
Right.
It is what it is. I hate to bring his name up, but Ted Bundy, perfect example. At least you learned women go crazy when a man's very attractive. You've learned that.
Yeah, no, you can turn.
You see how that goes?
Yeah.
And women today still falling for the same tricks. He's a deep end of the polarity scale.
Right.
Some guys won't kill you, but they'll kill your spirit. They'll kill your bank account. They'll get you pregnant and leave. There's other ways to kill a mother.
Yeah.
Excuse my friend, I keep forgetting this is your channel too.
No, it's all good, dude. No, it's such a good point, man. I mean, that's the good and evil duality. You can't actually have good. There's no way that you could conceptualize what good is without evil.
Yes.
Right? It's really all the same thing. So you can look at all this evil stuff going on in the world and realize that it's just this adversity to make us better, to give us this context to this good. And so you can actually look at all of it as good with a capital G, right? I mean, of course we want to promote good and not encourage evil, but we can still love everything how it is.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
Man, it's just people don't realize that this world is to give us an example. And we watch movies, dude. This is the original movie.
Yeah.
The movie, this is a copy.
Right, and this is
You
what
know
I
what I
think.
mean?
In a movie, right? If you experience sadness in the movie, that's good, right? If you experience anger, anxiety in the movie, that's all good. But for some reason in real life, when we experience, we freaking hate it. You know? So that's what you have to kind of detach and realize, that this isn't necessarily as real. It is real, but you're giving it a little too much credit, right? You don't have to quite take it quite as seriously. It's not exactly what you think it is. You're not just this material thing that withers away, dies, and then you're unconscious for the rest of your life, right? You are the entire universe, right? You are consciousness, and it doesn't work like that. You're creating your own movie, right? And so enjoy it. You know,
People
every part of
realize, like you said, the video game analogy. There's a lot of truth to that. If you know anything about atoms, then you understand that this technically is a visual illusion. You know what I mean? Well, this is how our eyes and our brain. You know how you see a TV and it kind of phases out or glitches, you see those colors and lines. Well, that's technically how it looks to the TV. We just see the pictures once it breaks it down and digests it nice and pretty for us.
Right.
Well, that's how our eyes work typically for the atoms. You know, we can see how it naturally looks. It'll probably look crazy, a bunch of lines and crazy shit, but our brain breaks it down to this.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is all an illusion. And it works a lot like a video game because the law of attraction ensures that way. So I feel like we should just play the game.
Yeah.
Play the game.
Absolutely.
And understand that what you do will come back to you and it keeps you honest. But I feel like, again, since we're programmed since birth to look to others for help, we don't realize that I've always grew it up, and I hate to say it, if the girls don't see it, it didn't happen.
Yeah.
You know,
and that's how I used to feel too.
Or if I don't get caught in lies, it's not a lie. But dude, the spirit, they still count at you and tax you. And I know firsthand through my awakening because they walked me through my life and showed me literally every mistake I've made in my life.
Yeah,
and they do count that because your word is your bond.
Yeah.
Don't say shit with your throat chakra that you don't mean.
Exactly.
And a lot of electromagnetic energy is pulled through the heart. You know what I mean? Notice the sun and the heart literally work the same because we have an external world and an internal world. This heart is literally represents the sun. Notice how the sun is the beginning and ending of life. Notice even in the fetus, the heart comes first and it's the last thing to go. So this represents our sun. Works the same way as the sun in the external world and the internal world. Don't say shit with your electromagnetic energy that you don't mean, because you will get punished.
Absolutely, man.
And they tax the shit out of me in that spirit realm.
Every single thing carries vibrations. You know, it's interesting. They've done this study where this girl said positive things to plants,
Yes.
like "I love you," and then to other plants she said negative things, like "I hate you."
Yeah.
And the plants that she said positive things to actually grew significantly faster, right? So all these thoughts, all these memories, these words, they all carry with them a very specific vibration. Everything is made of vibration at its core, and it all interacts with everything else at the most intricate level.
And Tesla already tried to put them on this shit over 100 years ago, in order for it just now really kind of comprehending how important vibration is.
Exactly.
You know, and it's sad to say, but hey, at least we're learning and we're waking people up slowly.
Absolutely.
And they actually proved, you know, the plants were water. Notice they say water is everything with life. And they've already, I forgot the name of the book. You can go, you might put it on the screen or something. There was actually a book of a guy who does studies where they take water and they literally put it by certain words, and they get under the microscopic levels, and they can see the molecules change based off of the words. So words literally have power, scientific fact.
They've done that with music too, and they'll look at the music that has been exposed to like heavy metal music.
Exactly.
The water molecules will look just completely out of whack and weird.
Yes.
And then they'll see the water molecules that have been exposed to classical music, and they'll be in these perfect crystalline, like snowflake-like structures, right? So, yeah.
And see, exactly. So guys, it's scientific fact now. Now we know better. We must do better now.
Yeah.
Trust me. You know, if I'm changing, that should be a clue. That's how the universe works. They literally take people, even if in the Bible, that's how I get religion, but even in the Bible, you see what they did with Saul, turned him into Paul. You know, they took fishermen and turned them into disciples. Like, they clearly transform people from the inside out. And just like myself and others, the same with yourself. You were in the street shirtless 2 years ago, ripping the shirts off with glasses. Look at you now. Like, they literally are taking the energy, those vibrations. You vibrate from the inside out.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
And people still ain't waking up to that.
Yeah.
They just, they'll write it off as crazy or you're sold out or whatever they want to say. But scientific facts, scientific facts. And Adams has already taught us the game. If you just honestly study how atoms work, then you'll understand how humans work. Resonance, all that oscillates, all that stuff occurs with humans.
Absolutely, man. It's funny, these atoms, you know, it's like people don't even really understand what atoms are.
Yeah.
These particles don't actually exist until we observe them, right? When we don't observe them, they are waves of probability.
Yeah.
It's like they don't exist. It's like a computer game, right? That it's not rendered yet, right? It doesn't actually render. You don't actually see the landscape until you step into the place where, and then it all renders, right?
Yeah.
And essentially the same thing is happening in reality, right? It's like quantum physicists, many are realizing this, but still some are so in the dark, they're stuck in this materialist paradigm. But quantum physics is showing us that this isn't the material reality that we think it is.
Exactly. And quantum physics is still kind of, I want to say that it's emphasis because it's metaphysical. Anything metaphysical can't really be measured.
Right.
That's why we really, to get to our quantum self, we have to walk our own truth.
Right, and that's the thing. Truth is beyond any system. You know, Gödel actually proved this. So there's this thing called Gödel's incompleteness theorem, right?
Yeah.
It shows that truth is beyond logic because he came up with a statement. This statement is unprovable, right? So it's unprovable, right? But yet it's true, right? And so it's this kind of it's like logic that kind of contradicts itself, which is interesting, right? And so that statement kind of shows that truth must be beyond logic.
Yeah.
And really, all of these systems, right? If they can self-reference, it's been shown that these systems can kind of like disprove themselves. So all these systems are great for understanding the context of the material world, right? But not the content, right? So you could do science in a dream, you know what I mean? You could go in a dream and do all the science and figure out exactly how the dream works, but that doesn't tell you that you're in the dream, right? How do you realize that you're in the dream? It's the deepest sense of your intuition that's just like, oh, I'm dreaming, right? And so the deepest truth is within us. It's in our deepest intuition.
It actually science backing up that there's really no, on a conscious level anyway, like a mental level, the difference between like being in a sleep or awake state. Like if you're really feeling something in a dream, it's really happening to you.
Oh, right.
Until like you're consciously aware that this is a dream.
Oh, yeah.
But on a feelings level, as far as your feelings go, your body can't really tell the difference between being awake in a dream state until the state of consciousness. That determines being awake.
Absolutely. I mean, and it's all in your mind. They've done studies where they'll they'll do certain things like practice the piano, and then someone will actually be practicing the piano, and then someone else will be practicing the piano without the piano, just in their mind.
Yeah.
And the results, right, are actually very similar. They've done multiple studies practicing different things like this, right? And so that's the power of the mind. This is the power of lucid dreaming. And say you want to develop a skill, you can go and dream about it and actually do that skill in the dream, and it'll carry over to real life.
It's funny you say that because I like to debate with people, because not to be an asshole, but I like being defeated because it teaches me something.
Yeah.
You know, I'm one of these guys, I don't mind looking stupid. Motherfucker, you right and I'm wrong, tell me.
Yeah.
That way I get better, because I don't want to have no cognitive distortion, meaning believing lies as truth, walk around looking like a damn fool. Then you go on a radio interview and you can believe this lie is truth. You looking stupid on TV because you wasn't humble years ago. You should, that's the kind of guy, that's how I think.
Yeah.
So I be awfully debating my lower self, because my lower self likes to come out.
Yeah.
It still does. And I'm debating Beast Mode. I'm like, oh, you gotta stay down. He's like, nope. This is right. I love it, because that's what duality is. You gotta understand you have light and dark.
Yeah.
Just like you go to the car dealership or wherever, you buy a battery for your car, there's a plus and a minus sign for a reason. They both need each other.
They do. I mean, really what darkness is just the absence of light. Darkness could not exist without the concept of light, right?
Yeah.
So we need all these things. We need evil to have good. We need dark to have light. We need up to have down, right?
You just gotta,
So appreciate everything.
It's just
in
the
life.
knowledge of knowing of what to use to get to your life. You obviously know this is where you want to be, and these kind of habits are keeping you from getting here. Well, you'll be a damn fool not to kill that part. That's why they say certain parts of you gotta die.
Right.
Notice in they say the cup, your cup's too full, pour some out to make room.
Yeah.
It works the same in every world.
Yeah, you know, Jesus said, deny thyself,
Yeah.
right? And that really means die to thyself. Like, there are parts of you that have to die, right?
Yeah.
And people are afraid of this, right? People are afraid to go down this route because, I mean, it is death. It's death to self that they thought that they were, right? And so it's scary. But the reward is, it's literally the kingdom of heaven.
Because like we just said earlier, there are other ways to die.
Right.
Death comes in different forms because water itself comes in different forms. That's a good way to close the video.
I love it. Cool.